All right, welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're tackling something everyone thinks about, maybe not always in the right way, and that's our relationship with money.
That's right. And to do that, we're going deep with The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel. We'll go beyond the typical financial advice and really dig into the psychology driving our financial decisions.
Because let's face it, we all want to master our money, not be mastered by it, right?
Absolutely.
This deep dive, it's all about getting to those powerful, often hidden emotional forces that impact our financial lives. And of course, how to use them to our advantage.
Exactly. And to help us do that, we've got this fantastic summary that breaks down all the key psychological principles from the book. So are you ready to get started?
I am. Let's do it. So one of the first things that really struck me was this whole idea of luck and risk.
Oh yeah, that's a big one.
It really challenges us to rethink the narratives we often tell ourselves about success and failure. You know, we tend to attribute success solely to skill and hard work and failure to, well, lack thereof.
Right, it's easy to think that way.
But the book uses this really interesting example of Bill Gates.
Oh, I remember that.
I mean, undoubtedly, the man is a genius, super driven, but he also had this incredible stroke of luck. Access to a powerful computer at a young age.
Right, that kind of access back then was incredibly rare.
And that early exposure really amplified his natural ability to give him a huge head start. Makes you wonder how many other brilliant minds are out there who just never got that lucky break.
It's a humbling thought, isn't it? Reminds us that success is often a combination of factors, many of which are outside our control.
And it's so important to approach both success and failure with a bit of humility in it.
Absolutely. Not getting too caught up in taking all the credit when things go well, and equally not being too hard on ourselves or others as well.
Now let's move on to something we can actually control, or at least influence over time, this idea of compounding. The summary really drives home the point that building wealth is often not about hitting it big overnight. It's about consistency and patience. You know, it's about the long game.
Right.
They bring up Warren Buffett as a prime example. His success isn't about risky bets or trying to time the market. It's about decades of disciplined investing, letting compounding work its magic.
Exactly. And the key takeaway for our listeners here is time is your most valuable asset when it comes to building wealth.
So start early, be patient, and let that money grow. Now that brings us to another interesting point the summary highlights. The difference between being wealthy and merely looking wealthy.
Oh, that's a good one. You know, in our social media age, it's easy to get caught up in this.
Right? You see those flashy cars, the designer clothes, the lavish vacations. But as the book argues, true wealth is often invisible.
You don't see it. The money you save, the investments you make, the financial security you build. It's about having options and control.
And it's so easy to forget that.
It is, and that's why the book emphasizes the importance of saving. You could be earning a huge income, but if you're not putting some of it aside, you're not building wealth. It's that gap between what you earn and what you spend that truly matters.
That's such a crucial point. Saving is the fuel for that compounding engine. It provides a safety net and gives you the freedom to seize opportunities and realize.
Absolutely.
Speaking of freedom, that's really what all of this comes down to.
Exactly. The book makes a really powerful argument that the ultimate goal of money should be to buy
Freedom to do what you want when you want. Freedom from financial stress. Freedom to pursue your passions, spend time with loved ones, or just have more control over your life.
It's about using money as a tool to create the life you want, not just accumulating it for the sake of it.
I love that.
Yeah.
So how do we ensure we're making the right choices to achieve that freedom?
Well, one thing the summary emphasizes is that there's no one-size-fits-all approach. Everyone's financial journey is unique.
Right, we all come from different backgrounds with different experiences and perspectives.
Exactly. Someone who grew up with financial insecurity might have a very different relationship with money than someone who didn't.
That's so true. It's a reminder to be understanding of other people's choices and to examine our own biases and assumptions about money.
Absolutely. Now, another interesting point the book brings up is the idea of tail risks.
Tail risks?
Yeah, those are those rare, unpredictable events that can really shake up the financial world, like the 2008 crisis, for instance.
Oh, right.
The book doesn't advocate for trying to predict these events because, well, you often can't.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But it does emphasize the importance of preparing for them, building resilience into your financial plan so you can weather those storms.
So having an emergency fund, diversifying your investments, avoiding excessive debt.
Exactly. It's about having that cushion to absorb those unexpected shocks.
Smart. All right, and finally, let's talk about something that I think a lot of us struggle with, especially in today's world. And that's FOMO, the fear of missing out.
Oh, that's a powerful one, especially with social media constantly bombarding us with images of everyone else's supposed success.
It's so easy to get caught up in that hype and make impulsive investment decisions, chasing the latest hot stock or trend.
Right. But as the book wisely points out, building lasting wealth is a marathon, not a sprint.
Slow and steady wins the race.
Exactly. Resisting that urge to jump on every bandwagon and stay focused on your long-term goals, that's what leads to real financial success.
So if we were to kind of sum up all these insights from the psychology of money, what's the biggest takeaway for our listeners today?
I'd say it's this. Financial success isn't just about being good with numbers. It's about understanding your own behavior, your emotions, and how they impact your financial decisions.
It's about patience, discipline, planning.
And remembering that money is a tool.
It's a means to an end.
And the most valuable thing it can buy you is freedom.
I love that. Now, before we wrap up, one final thought-provoking question for our listeners. Which of these psychological principles that we've discussed do you think is having the biggest impact on your own financial decisions right now?
Yeah, and are those patterns serving you well, or is it time to maybe shift your mindset a little? Take some time to reflect on that. Your future self will thank you for it.
Excellent advice. All right, that's all the time we have for today's deep dive.
Thanks for joining us.
Until next time.
Bye.